Welcome to Colorful Pages. Today we will be doing a very important, useful and creative tutorial. So what we are doing? We are basically doing an upcycling tutorial. What is upcycling and why we want to do it? See, when we surf internet or we go to market, we are tempted to see so many new things and we want to buy it. So we buy all that. When we purchase all that thing, there are few things lying at our home also. So what do we do with the things which we already have at our home? We throw it in the dustbin. Now this is the cause of lot of pollution which is created on earth, because these things which we throw in the dustbin, they do not become soil very early. It takes ages and ages, millions and billions of years for them to decompose and become a soil. This way we are hurting our earth. So this is a very wrong thing. So that is the reason why I have selected a very entertaining video for all of you, a good creative tutorial in which I will be teaching you how to upcycle your things. Now I will show you what I have upcycled. Now these are few pins which I already had at my home. You can see these are my regular normal hairpins and you can see the paint is coming out. Yes, so this is one. You can see some more different size and shapes which I have been using. You can see the paint which is coming out and I don't feel like using them anymore. So what I did, I upcycled these pins and made something like this. Now these are the hairpins which I have created using this type of old hairpin which has the paint of which has already gone and I was about to throw it in the dustbin. So see now how beautiful this pin looks from front and from the back. So this pin also I have made out of rags. Now this white cotton cloth which you are seeing, which I have used as a base, is basically a leftover piece of cloth which I already had at my home, and the embroidery threads also were leftover pieces of threads at my place. And the only thing which I have bought actually is this white felt here, which I have used for covering the back and making the pin very neat. Otherwise 90% this pin is a upcycled, recycled product. And you are also seeing this one. The tutorial of this will be launched very soon, but for now you watch the tutorial of these two hairpins. So without wasting any time, let's get started. First I want to show you all the material which we will be needing now for making this hairpin. The first thing, of course, we need a hairpin like this. This one is a simple ordinary hairpin, a tic-tac pin, which is very common and easily available, and I guess most of us are using it in our everyday life. So first thing is this one, a tic-tac pin. I have taken a bigger size of this pin. You can select the size of the pin according to your own self, whatever will suit your hair the best. So I need bigger one. Other than this, I will be needing a cloth. So this cloth I want to show you. This is actually a rough cloth. You can see it's basically a cutout. It's not a full piece. I have not bought a new fresh piece from the market, but it is a side cutting waste type cloth which I already have at home. So I'm using it to make this hairpin. So this is that white cloth. You can use the cloth which suits you best. The color you can select your own self. I had white, so I am making on white. Also we need this, like this, few needles. These needles which we are going to use will be the thinner ones. So I will be using a very fine needle like this. This is a fine needle with a good eye, a long eye, and this is fine. I will not be using a thick needle. This is a very thin and a very fine needle. Of course I will be using some embroidery threads. For this project I will be using this pink color thread. You can see the number is 057. for making the roses, and I will use this green color thread, which is 0255. The link of all this material I will be adding in the description box. I will also use some nice brown in the center of the rose to make some pollen for that. Okay, and this is my embroidery scissor. If you don't have this scissor, you can also use a ordinary scissor which is available at home. Of course, I will be using pencil and some frame. This is kind of wooden frame which I use for embroidery. So let us start quickly the process. The first thing which we have to do is very simple. We will just keep our hairpin like this on the cloth. See that you are leaving enough space on all the sides, alright, and you need to draw the hairpin, kind of tracing. So just hold the hairpin with your one finger and quickly with the help of a pencil, just you need to draw it like this. You can just bend, because then there is a curve here. You can bend the hairpin. Then again the other side you need to do, and this is done. So I am making 2 hairpins. That is why I am going to trace this design twice. So the other one I will trace here. I will keep some distance. You can see around 3 finger space I am keeping between both the hairpins, right? So like this. The second one I am drawing here. Now this project is really very easy and very interesting also. You can design your own hairpin matching with your whatever dress you have, like this. See, now what we will do, we will leave a bit of margin and we are going to draw a kind of outline. So like this, roughly, no need to be very precise about this. So kind of rough outline like this you can draw. The same thing I will do here. This will not show, so you don't have to worry about the accuracy part here, like this. Okay, so both we have sketched. Now what? Now very simple, we need to draw a circle here. So I am drawing a big circle here. Whatever I am doing one side, the same I am going to do on the other side, and I will show you that in a time lapse. I will make few roses. With some leaves. So all these extra marks will hide. You don't have to be so much worried about, all these marks. All of these marks are going to hide under the embroidery. So same thing I am going to do here. Now this very circle I am dividing into 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Simply just divide the circle into 5 parts. Same here. Divide it into 5 parts, followed by same process here. 5 parts. Now we will take a frame and we will put this in the embroidery frame. So right here in front of you, what you are seeing is the anchor thread which I am using for the embroidery, and I will just open this one string and show it to you that this one string of anchor thread actually compiles of 6 strings. You can see 6 small strings here, like this. What I am doing, I am using only 2 stands from here. These are called stands. So 2 stands I am taking. I will just open and I will cut with the help of a scissor, and I will use only, we are going to softly pull out the 2 stands from here, and I am going to use only the 2 stands in my needle. Now these 2 stands, as you can see, there are 2 sides of this thread. So one I have kept long and the other I have kept short. The long one I have made a tiny knot here. First thing which we need to do right now is to take out the 2 stands from the cloth, and like this, very simply you need to, it's just kind of overwriting with the help of your needle and thread. You are doing on the marked lines where you have marked the lines like this. A very simple process it is, and extremely beautiful. So this one I am doing right now for the rose. See, and just put it inside. Extremely easy embroidery this is. Now go to the back side of the cloth like this and use like this little cloth and just make a tiny knot here like this. Simply just make 1 or 2 knots, nice ones, so that your thread is intact in its position. So make nice knots. Please do not keep the thread over loose, and also at the same time you should be careful that your thread is not over tight. So both the things you need to take care of, and I will cut it. The same process I will do in this rose also, and the 2 other rows which are there on the next clip. After finishing all these flowers, the 4 flowers, I am using another anchor thread. The number is 1201. This I will now use all the 6 stands. 6 stands means the complete thread I am going to use for my embroidery, making these flowers. So like this I will take out, and in my needle I have to put the thread and full. You can see all these strings, 6 strings I have used. And what is important here is that we need to now this time catch hold of both the ends of the thread like this, and both these ends, the ends of the thread, we need to tie it together. So this is something different which we are doing now. Okay, so both the ends, you can see both the threads are tied up together now, and we will start doing making the flowers, doing embroidery on the flowers now. So how we are going to do? Again the same process. The first step is putting the frame like this, very easy. And then what we will do is we will take out our needle from close to the end, anywhere here, okay, anywhere near any stand. Alright, so like this you are going to take out one, and from where you have taken out you are going to miss this, leave this, and what you are going to do, from under this second one you are going to pass the needle through. So this is the very easy process. See, now when you have used this, you are going to leave this one and you will pass your needle through which one? This one. So that is why we have made it 5. You can make these lines 5, 7, 9, all odd numbers. Alright. Now after passing the needle through this, we are going to leave this and then we will pass our needle through this, like this. So this is the process which we are going to do around this, all these lines, till we reach the end. One we are going to pass through and one we are going to leave. One skip, one pass through, one skip, one pass through. It is just kind of weaving in a circle. After finishing these flowers, I am using now this green color thread for making these tiny little leaves. For making these leaves, one thing more I want to do is just to make a center line in between the leaves which I have sketched, like this center line. Just dividing the leaves into 2 parts. Simply, not a very big thing. embroidery hoop and fix it here, right here on the cloth. And this time I have taken 3 strands of anchor thread and only at one end I have made a knot. I am not using both the ends, I am using only one end of this anchor thread to make a knot here. And I will take out my thread here from the top of the leaf like this. So simply just take out your thread from the top of the leaf and the straight line which you have drawn, this. So just go on that straight line and take out the thread on the outline. So you are working on the center line and you are working on the outline. 2 things you are working on together. So any side you can take the thread out, left or right first. I prefer to take out the thread from the left hand side. So after this, again come back to the center line and take out your thread from the right hand side. So same thing you have to do, one time left and one time right. So now what I am doing, I am going to the left hand side. Where I will put the needle, I will put the needle in the center. Where I will take out the thread now, from the right hand side. So one time left hand side and the other time right hand side. So this is how it goes, and the same process will be done in all the leaves. We will now start making the pollen area of these flowers, and I will be taking a brown color thread, anchor thread like this, and I will use all the 6 strings, and on only one end I will make a knot. And for this we need to put again the frame. After using the frame, simply we are using the process of node stitch to make the pollen. So here it goes. You can start from the center, just right in the center, take out your needle like this, hold the thread from your left hand side, keep the face of the needle down towards the flower, and wrap this thread 2, 3, 4 times and put it back again on the same place. But remember, do not leave this thread from your left hand, which you are holding from your left hand, and you are going to smartly pull down the thread like this. Now you will start doing the sides. After doing the center, you will start doing the same process in the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and again you will put inside the needle, holding the thread with your left hand side. Continue holding the thread, do not leave the thread, and pull it back. So like this you need to fill this entire area and all the flowers. after finishing doing the embroidery work on all these flowers, all these patterns here, now I will quickly start telling you how we will work on the clip. So as you can see, I am recycling this stuff. You can see my hairpin. This is not a very good one. It's a really old one. You can see the paints chipping out from some of the area. So I wanted to upcycle this also. And what I do now is that I will take one like this. This is a foam sheet which I had at home. Again, you can see from the condition, it's not a new one. It is something which I had lying somewhere in a corner of my place, and I will take a scissor and I will place the pin like this and quickly cut the foam in the size of the pin. So like this we hold it, and like this we will cut it. This one is a really beautiful upcycling DIY. Now I will use this fabric glue. With the help of fabric glue, I will paste this sponge on this area of the pin. But before doing so, I am going to open the pin like this. So like this, I have opened the pin, and the fabric glue I am going to apply nicely on the top part of the pin, not on the base, remember, and that is the reason why I have opened the pin, so that the base of the pin doesn't get sticked with this fabric glue. And the sponge which we have cut, we will paste like this on the top, and we will let it to rest for some time so that this sticks on it nicely. So like this only we will keep it aside. We will come back to the cloth now till the time this pin is getting dry, and we need to cut this cloth from this marked area which we have marked. So quickly we will take the scissor and we will cut this. Now just take the pin and see that the pin is closed like this, and keep your embroidered area here like this. Just set with your hand the location, and then when you are satisfied, turn it around and use a normal thread. You can see now I am not using an anchor thread, I am using a normal cotton reel thread right now, and I will start binding it. So how do I bind? For binding, the simplest way is just keep this aside and like this running stitch. Do this running stitch all around this fabric. I am using a grey color thread because I want you all to see clearly what I am doing. So that is why I am using a grey color thread here. You can use this same color thread of which you are using the fabric. Same, the fabric and the thread color should be same, otherwise. I am just using the grey color so that you are able to see what I am doing exactly. So this is a simple kacha or running stitch, what we call, and I am doing it really very roughly like this. This project will not take much time, but it's a really interesting one. See, like this too, roughly all around the pattern which you have made. Very interesting, simple, stylish this DIY is. Upcycling of this waste cloth, the sponge and the hairpin is really interesting, and nobody will come to know that this is created out of waste stuff. See, like this, and I will just extend a bit more. So once I finish this, I will keep my thread on the left hand side. As you can see, I will put my pin here right in the center. I will set the design, and very nicely I am going to pull it. When I am pulling, I will open the pin. You can see now, and I am pulling. So nicely pull. Use a double thread, and you can see in the front here, stretch, pull nicely and fix the entire stuff, the entire cloth. See how beautiful the pin looks now. Easy and simple, but it's not yet complete. Again I am opening it, and I am going to pull it a little more for more neatness. Slowly pull. See that you have a good thread, a good strong thread, because you need to pull a lot. It should not be that you are pulling and the thread, it breaks in between. And pull slowly, don't be in hurry. Slowly keep on pulling. See how much the thread can be pulled, and then you need to fix it. So fix it nicely like this. A few knots here and there to ensure that the fixing is done nicely. And then you may cut the thread, but this pin is still not complete because we need to add some more finishing to the pin. See, after finishing this embroidery and the stitching of this cloth, the embroidered cloth on the clip, the next step is to do finishing on this background area, because this looks quite untidy. So what we are going to use for doing finishing over here is this. Now what is this? This is called a felt. This is a felt which I have used, and this felt is easily available in the stationery shop. You will not have to struggle a lot for finding this felt. And take the felt and quickly you can trace the size of the pin here on the felt. And what you need to do is that when you are going to cut the felt, cut it little smaller, because we are using it as the background. We don't want this to be very big so that it comes out from the side. And take the scissor, quickly cut the entire shape like this. So this much hard work to upcycle your old stuff and make it look very pretty is quite justified. Little more finishing I will do here. A bit this side, it's looking crooked. Just to make it a little more neat and tidy. And the tip also like this. And just remove the extra things. Let the table be cleaned. And what you do is just keep it here and see the size. Yes, Now you can see it is smaller than the size of the entire pin. So here, keep it like this, hold your thumb, and you can feel this pin. Now what pin I am talking about? I am talking about this side. Okay, so you can feel this joint here, very much here. So what you do, you will make a small mark here, and then take it, just fold it from the center a bit like this, and with the help of scissor make a tiny cut here. So you can observe this tiny cut which I have made. You can see here like this, the cut which I have made, and open the pin. Put your this black part of the pin over here, pull it down, and keep it, just set it with your hand, everything nicely on its place. After setting everything nicely, I just need to make this cut a little bigger. So what I am doing is I am folding it again, and I am making another cut. So here the second cut which I have made, this seems to be perfect. See, yes, and just set the felt with your hand and close the pin like this. Now take needle and thread. Which thread I am using now? I am using a very plain ordinary this is called a reel, okay, cotton thread. So this is what I am using now, and with the help of blanket stitch I am going to stitch this felt on the cloth. So I will first open it like this, take the needle out from here, okay, and the stitch I am using is called the blanket stitch. Now you close this and always hold your this thread with your left hand. Now come back on the felt and take out. So when you are taking out the needle, make sure that your thread is always under the needle, and in this way if you are going to do, you're going to make a very nice blanket stitch. Now blanket stitch is very easy stitch, and you can, with the help of blanket stitch, easily close the edge of this felt and the cloth. You can easily collect them, sew them together. So this is the blanket stitch. Blanket stitch is also used for embroidery, but here I am using blanket stitch for stitching both the parts, the felt as well as the cloth. So you can see the corner, and every time I am taking the felt and I am taking the cloth, every time you see that my thread is always under the needle like this. So I am taking the curve here. You will realize that after stitching the felt and the cloth with blanket stitch, there is a lot of finishing which will make the hairpin look extremely pretty, very beautiful. See, like this. Keep on setting the felt and the cloth with your hand. So if you are messed up like this, please don't be scared. Just check the thread, keep the needle inside, and like this, stretch it. Once you stretch it, your tangle will be open, it will be detangled, right? Sometimes it happens, mostly it happens when we use a long thread for embroidery, like I am using a long thread. So I will recommend to use you can take more threads if you want again, but I will recommend to use shorter thread when you are doing this blanket stitch. And we are going to complete like this till right from here till the point where we started.
Now you can see how pretty these pins look like. They are upcycled, a very ordinary old pin, a rough piece of cloth which I got found actually at my home, and already I had some of the embroidery threads. I used only these, and I guess the only thing which I bought from the market was this felt paper, which I had used for the background, this white felt paper. Only this I got from the market. The rest, all the things which I used for making this pin was already at my home. And see how nice finishing is there now. Okay, and also see, you can open and see the pin looks perfect. Close and see, open and see from back, from front, how nice it looks. So this is totally upcycled, and I'm sure you're liking this and you're going to try making this for your own self.
I'm sure you all liked this upcycling tutorial, and you are going to try making one for yourself. Don't forget to make and give to your family and friends also. Spread happiness, spread smile everywhere you go. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Stay tuned for more creative videos. So stay healthy, stay happy and keep learning always.